My name is Amy Neville. I am the mother of 2 kids. I have a 13-year-old daughter, Eden, and I have a son. I'll already start crying. I'm sorry. And I have a son who will forever be 14 years old, Alexander. When Alexander was 14 years old, summer of 2020, he made the choice to experiment with what he thought was OxyContin that he purchased through social media, and come to find out it was fentanyl. He took 1 pill and that ended his life. It was an accident. He literally just wanted to experiment to see what it felt like, what it would do to his body, and unfortunately, he paid with his life. Since then, we have learned a lot about the fentanyl epidemic in America, and we have created education and awareness programs that we will share with anybody that will listen to help avoid this from happening to another family. Alex was also very intense. He had big, strong feelings his whole life. He was very expressive about those feelings at times. When he was 13, he actually was diagnosed with ADD, which we didn't know a lot about ADD. We thought it was the hyperactivity, couldn't hold attention, but come to find out there's several different types of ADD, and his type was an obsessive type called a ring of fire, where his brain is always active and constantly going, and that's where those big emotions and things come from. So it was a very eye-opener, and once we knew that, we were able to help him in some avenues, but unfortunately, still wasn't enough. He was also deeply curious about things like trying exotic foods, for example. Like, he loved octopus sushi, and he would eat those like little crickets that are dried out to eat, So unfortunately, that curiosity carried over to drugs, and so when he wanted to try drugs, he researched it, looked into it, read up on it before he tried it to know what he was kind of getting himself into, and unfortunately, it wasn't what he thought it was going to be. 2 nights before Alex died, he came to us and he said, "I've been experimenting with these pills the last few days. They really have a hold on me. I don't understand why. I looked up how much oxy to take for my size so that I wouldn't get addicted, so I could just try it. I don't know what's going on." So of course we called for help that next day. And unfortunately, before they responded to us, before they got back with their recommendation, he took the pill that took his life. One of the big things is people do not know about the problem. So I want to get out there and I want to educate people, and I offer that service, but then people turn me down because they don't know the problem. So the most important thing is a quick 30-minute meeting to really explain what's happening, and then people are hooked. They get it, they want to talk about it. So that is a big thing. Another thing I've done is I've met with all of the myself, along with a couple of dads that I work with. We've met with sheriffs all across Orange County. They've all agreed to change their tactics. They all understand that this is not an overdose, that this is a poisoning. So many of these folks that have been lost to fentanyl poisoning only took 1 of something or took half of something, and something that they believed was something else. So they were tricked into taking a pill that was seriously poison. If Alex had just taken 1 oxy that night, he'd be alive today. But unfortunately, that's not what he was sold, and that is something that people need to understand. Again, it's that education and awareness that I want to put out into the world and drive the point home. I have worked with I've met with senators are working on legislation, and that's fine. Legislation's going to happen as far as dealing with social media companies and their role in all of this, providing these platforms to these drug dealers that allow them to be able to reach our kids. But while we're waiting on all of that, we really need to continue the awareness and education on a larger scale. Did I answer all that? What else do I do? I do a lot. Brandon.